Can't sleep? You're not alone. Neither can I. And as it turns out, millions of us are in the same boat. In fact, around 30% of people in the UK suffer from poor sleep, and 1 in 10 would meet the criteria for insomnia. If you're someone who struggles with sleep, you've probably seen a lot of this. Hi guys, here's how I fall asleep quickly. And you may have tried some of these tips. I highly recommend this if you're having any issues with sleep. But that elusive cure is hard to find, and all the while, you're still lying awake. So I'm just going to lie here for the next 3.5 hours until about half an hour before my alarm goes off, when I'll finally fall asleep. If it isn't already obvious, I'm an insomniac. And I'm trying to find out why curing insomnia is so hard when the problem seems so simple. I've been speaking to sleep experts, other insomniacs, and even monitoring my sleep online, which has been surprisingly helpful. But first, I want to know, what's going wrong? Why can't I sleep? Occasionally, something happens in life that disrupts sleep for a bit. Maybe you move house, the dog dies, it's Christmas, or your mother-in-law is coming around. It doesn't matter. There's something acutely stressful. And it's a normal response to be a little on edge and not sleep as well. But that usually settles. It doesn't become this ingrained habit where you start to chase sleep. However, if you go 3, 4, 5 nights a week, so most nights of the week for 3 months or more, that would be defined as insomnia disorder. This has become a problem. And then, people with chronic insomnia start to do things often unconsciously that make the night worse. They start to chase sleep, becoming more preoccupied with the act of sleep itself, which paradoxically makes insomnia worse. It's 2:43 a.m. I woke up at 12:30, went back to sleep, woke up again at 2:30. It's 5:15. I've been awake since 3:30. My mind can't stop thinking. It's obvious to me that insomnia has a lot to do with what's going on in the mind. To find out more, I spoke to a clinical psychologist who looked over a sleep diary I've been keeping for the past 2 weeks. Hello. Hi. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. So, Leah, I've had a look at your sleep diary, very well kept. By the way, so thank you very much. Thank you. What I can see is that you have quite an irregular pattern. There are days where you're getting 2 or 3 hours of sleep at night, and there are days when you're getting much more. The times you're getting out of bed can vary from really early in the morning to midday. I'd like to add, that is just at the weekend. Something that lots of people who describe poor sleep report is that before they go to sleep, they tend to get this buildup of what we call excessively negative cognitions, pretty unpleasant thoughts about sleep. Things like, I just know I'm going to have another rubbish night tonight. Or I bet you I'm not going to be able to get to sleep. Oh yeah, I think about how well I'm going to sleep that night probably for about 2 hours every day. Up until relatively recently, sleep problems like insomnia were often seen as a secondary complaint to things like mood disturbance or anxiety, and they were sort of relegated to the back of the queue. We treated the other elements of the picture but didn't really put too much attention on insomnia. Yeah, I sometimes feel embarrassed to complain about it because all I'm really saying is that I'm tired. And everyone's tired, aren't they? But I kind of think if people understood a little bit more about what we're really saying when we say we're really tired, then it would be taken a bit more seriously. It's not only the effect it has on you and the changes it brings into your life, but it's also the social aspect, which is very difficult to deal with. I generally find it quite hard to navigate my way sensibly through a conversation. I can't commit to people, events, even holidays that I love. Even going to the cinema is sometimes an effort. Poor sleep isn't just about feeling groggy the next day. Mental health problems, heart disease, diabetes, and cancer are more likely if you're not getting the rest you need. So it's a pretty big deal. Every function within the brain and body requires sleep, whether it's immune function, when your growth hormones secreted, the control of metabolism, or consolidating your memories. Sleep is an absolute necessity. It's just not something we can do without or interrupt for any length of time. But if you've ever been to the doctor for this, you've probably been told stuff you've already heard. Eat a banana before bed, turn off your phone, take a relaxing bath, take some sleeping pills. But if you're anything like me, you'll agree that this stuff just isn't good enough. It can feel quite unfair. It's like getting up at a m every morning to go for a run, only eating salad all day, coming home, not doing anything in the evening apart from reading a book, going to bed at p.m. Do you know what I mean? Whereas people who just sleep don't have to think about any of this stuff, and I kind of think, well, I can't be bothered to do any of this, I just want to do what I want, and then I deserve to go to sleep. It's a really good point. You do deserve to go to sleep, and you don't deserve to worry about all this stuff. I see people in the clinic every week, and they say, you know, all I've had for years is sleep hygiene leaflets, and it doesn't work. I would totally agree. The evidence is very clear that sleep hygiene is not a treatment in and of itself. It's a foundation on which we build good sleep. I don't smoke. I only drink socially. I don't have any caffeine apart from the odd chocolate bar. I've tried sleeping tablets, meditation, yoga, and nothing really helped. There are two problems that GPs have. One is a practical management issue. They don't have the resources to help people where sleep's concerned because they only have access to sleeping pills. They don't like to disappoint patients, so they end up giving them doses of treatments that are not effective, like suggesting things people already know. With professional medical help lacking, there's an endless stream of videos, forums, and products that all claim to solve your sleep problem. And I am definitely not immune. I've downloaded all the sleep apps, tried all the home remedies, invested in expensive bedding, and spent way too much on the latest sleep tech. This is something really important, and to get it right, it merits clinical help. What solves insomnia problems best is something called cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBDI. This therapy uses strategies to deal with that mental preoccupation, to help get the sleep pattern back into a normal rhythm, and to allow sleep to happen naturally. CBDI works by changing the thoughts and habits that might be making sleep difficult and can prevent the negative patterns that stop us from sleeping. CBDI is really good for treating insomnia. There's a wealth of clinical literature showing that it's an effective way to help people sleep better. Unfortunately, in the UK, it's not as widely available as I'd like it to be or as everyone would like it to be, but it's worth looking out for the treatment, whether that's provided through digital medicine, psychological therapy services, or some other means. It's CBDI that you're looking for. If this is something we know works, why isn't it more widely available? I think GPs are clearly under a huge amount of pressure these days. We haven't got enough GPs in the NHS, and sleep medicine is a relatively new field, clinically speaking. It hasn't drawn the kind of attention that other things have, but we're beginning to recognize it as a legitimate complaint. I need more sleep because I'd like to be a happy person and fulfill my potential. By going into this process, I thought I knew everything there was to know about insomnia. I had basically given up hope of ever changing it, but actually, this isn't the way it has to be. I've decided to take it more seriously because it is a genuine condition, and I'm now going to treat it as such. For the first time, basically in my life, I've got hope that this could potentially change for me. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, or if you have your own experiences or tips to share, please leave a comment below. Let's continue the conversation and support each other on the path to better sleep. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who might benefit from it. Your engagement helps us continue to create content that makes a difference.